Hello, welcome to my new channel where I want to talk about knitting and crafting, weaving, all that lovely stuff. My name is Charlotte, and in this video I want to talk about everything I've knitted since I started knitting almost a year ago in November. I started in November, and I started for kind of a funny reason, because I was on Instagram and I came across this Instagrammer called Billy New, and she is doing like natural dyeing, and I studied natural dyeing a little bit at university, and I really wanted to start again. And so then I was like, oh, that's cool, maybe I'll do some natural dyeing. And I saw she was knitting hats and naturally dyeing them, and I thought, oh, that's a good idea. Maybe I would try knitting. And I think I tried knitting when I was a lot younger, maybe 14 or something, but no, maybe younger than this. But I tried a little bit and then I stopped because I couldn't get the hang of it. And so I really had an itch to try again. And I wanted to just buy all white yarn and naturally dye everything. This was my plan. So I did. I started. I bought some natural yarns, and I did some natural dyeing, and then I kind of fell down the knitting rabbit hole and forgot a little bit about the natural dyeing, and then just started buying colours and got into knitting completely. And now I'm an addict, and I love it, and I can't stop. So yeah, in this video, I just want to show everything that I've been knitting since I started, because I think there's a bit of a progression and it's maybe interesting for some people. And yeah, maybe you want to know a little bit about me. I am from England originally, from London, and have for the last 5 years been living in a camping car with my boyfriend, and we've been travelling around, around France and Italy, Switzerland a little bit. And currently we are in Sardinia, and we are living here for the winter on a friend's farm. So that's why I'm not in a van or camping car, and I have a little background behind me for my weaving. So yeah, let's get started. So the first thing, I'll try to show you in order of when I knitted them. So the first thing I knitted was a hat, and this is the hat. I don't remember what this pattern was. It's just a simple single ribbed hat. It was knit flat, which is funny because like I can't imagine knitting something flat right now. Like, oh, why would you knit it flat when you can knit it in the round? So much easier. But yeah, back then seaming was what I did. So I knit it flat, and this was white yarn. I think I knit it in Jameson's, just a Jameson, maybe it was like a DK, I'm not sure. Jameson Shetland, natural white colour. And then originally I dyed it with turmeric, which is a really nice dye to dye with, but it doesn't stay very long. The sun, it really kills it, so as soon as you wear something that's dyed with turmeric in the sun, it's really fades, because it's such a really beautiful, powerful colour when you first dye, and then it fades. So this was still a bit yellow when I re-dyed it a few weeks ago with elderberries, and elderberry is giving a bit of a, there's something else I dyed which I'll show later, but it's giving a bit of a grey kind of bluey kind of colour, and so that's why I went green, and I really like this colour. It's cool, and it seems to be staying pretty nicely. I haven't worn it yet because it's, you know, it's been too hot, so I don't know how well the sun will affect this, but yeah, this was the first thing I knit. Okay, next I knit. Some of these are a bit very imperfect, but you know, I still wear them. I still wear most of the things I knit. So next we have this little guy, and I think this is from a YouTube video that I found, and I just knit the front how they say, but the back I wanted it flat, so you knit it flat, and then it was some like crochet straps. I mean, it was the first piece of clothing I ever knit. I was super proud of it when I knit it, but yeah, I still wear it. I mean, I still wear it, but it's seen better days. It's just made of cotton. I think it was a recycled cotton that I found somewhere. I don't remember what it was, who it was by or anything, but yes. That little top that I still wear. Then we have, next, another one. Oh, I forgot to say that this one I did naturally dye as well, but it's quite faded. I think I used avocado seeds for this, but I wash it in the washing machine and it's faded. It's faded a lot, so yeah. This one is my next pattern that I knitted. Oh, I think it goes this way. Well, I'm not sure which way around it goes. And it's also something that I still wear. It's also seen better days. It is it's a pattern by We Are Knitters. It doesn't look at all like this. It's like stripy and way longer, and I stopped knitting it long because I don't really like long tops, and I didn't do the stripes. And it's I think Shiny Happy Cotton by We Are Knitters, and I think I dyed this with black tea, and at the time it was a really nice dark kind of tea colour, and that's also faded in the washing machine because I wash it in the washing machine. These two I don't really take much care of, but I wear them and they work, so yeah. And then next we have, whoop, no, my pile is falling. Okay, everything's on the floor. Next we have another top by We Are Knitters that I saw. Who was it? I was watching a podcast. Podcasts are another thing that got me addicted to knitting. Watching them, I was like, wow, I really, really want to knit. So I was watching a podcast, and I can't remember her name. I'll put it down here. And it is, I don't remember the name of the pattern either, to be honest, but it's from We Are Knitters, and it's enormous, and I had to seam, and yeah, this guy, I still wear it, but it's not, you know, it's not great. This is knitted in Tina tape, I think it's called, and I also bought that in white. It's a eucalyptus fibre, and so I decided to actually dye this with eucalyptus, because here in Sardinia there's a lot of eucalyptus plants everywhere, trees, sorry, not plants, and so yeah, this is a really, really beautiful colour to dye with. It made it go very yellow. At the time it faded as well because I wash it in the washing machine, but yeah, it goes really yellow. I used a little bit of alum as well. Originally it was a bit brown, and I put the alum and it changed bright yellow. It was really cool. The only thing is with that, you need to maybe do it outside or do it somewhere with the windows open, because the eucalyptus smell is quite intoxicating. Like, well, yeah, actually, yeah, I think so, because my boyfriend was I was doing it in the van, and my boyfriend was in the van at the time, and I left it in there with him, and he came out like, ooh, I think I need to leave the van because it smells very, very strong. to do that dyeing outside if you want to dye with eucalyptus. Anyway, yeah, this was it. I was super proud of this at the time because it was my first sort of jumpery thing. It was dyed with eucalyptus. It's from eucalyptus fiber. I thought that was super cool. And also, I don't know how I managed to knit it so big. I think I had to like seam up here even more than what it said because it was just too big for me. I'm quite small and pretty petite, but yeah. Oh, and it has mud on it from my dog. Yeah, so it's pretty big, and I don't know, I still wear it. How's that going? Okay, next I knit this one. This, it's so short, I think I got bored. This is the Tippity, I think it's called, but I think it's the Tippity by New Collective, maybe. I'll put it down here somewhere, because I have a terrible memory. And I had, at this point, I didn't have much yarn. I just had some yarn that I bought when I was back in England, and I didn't have much yarn here with me. And so I had this green colour that was given to me years ago by a family friend, and I had a lot of it, and I thought, well, I'll use it. I have leftover white from the shiny cotton. We only use shiny cotton, and I had this green. I'm not really a big fan of green. I don't wear green very much, like this colour green. This colour green I really like, but this colour green is a bit like much, you know, it's like punch you in the face green. But I mean, for me, there's many people that would love this green. For me, it's a bit too much. I still wear it. I mean, I don't care that much, but yeah, this was my first time doing raglan increases, and I was super excited and not nervous, just like excited, apprehensive, like trying something new and knitting in the round. I think this was a lot of firsts for me. First knitting in the round, first doing raglan increases, first doing German short rows, and yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it, to be honest. Like, considering it was my first time doing all of those things, I really enjoyed it, and it got my sort of what do you call it, like desire to knit even more and more. Yeah, okay, next thing, I think the next thing I knit was this. It is the leaf top by, I can't remember her name. I've also put it here. But I was inspired to knit this by watching Martina from We Grow Wild's podcast, and hers was so beautiful, and I really wanted to knit it. I'd never done any lace before or anything like this, so that was a fun challenge. I think something that really pushes me in knitting is the challenges of knitting something new. Like, I really enjoy this. I like knitting like stockinette, but when it's something a bit different, like lace or cables or something interesting that I can discover, I really enjoy this. This is super cool. And then my next project, I'm super happy to do some stockinette because, you know, a little break from the complicated stuff. So yeah, this is just knitted in an organic cotton. I don't remember the brand. It's just an organic cotton. The only thing is with this is that it's really big, and I'm quite small, and it's very large. I knit the small size, but I think maybe if I was to knit it again, I would knit it in a thinner cotton, because it said it was a DK weight cotton, but I don't know, it feels thicker than maybe a DK. So yeah, and then I have these little pearl buttons that that I found at my boyfriend's family house that they had. So yeah, I love this, but it is a little bit big. Maybe I can shrink it in the wash or something. I'm not sure, but yeah, I think I love each piece because each piece has a memory for me throughout my knitting journey, and this is really nice because you spend so much time knitting on the one thing. It has a life in a way, I think, to me. Okay, next is something a bit funny, I guess. Okay, so I decided that I wanted to do some, I think this is next. Yeah, I decided that I wanted to do some colour work, and I was looking at jumpers, and I was in France at this point, and I found some cones of wool in a second-hand shop, and I thought maybe I would knit with them, and I held them double, and so I decided to knit, I can't remember what the pattern is called, but I know it's by Jennifer Steingass, I think that's her name. I will also, yeah. And I thought it was such a beautiful pattern. I haven't blocked this yet because it's been too warm to even wear it, so I haven't even done it. But I don't know. Anyway, this was my first time doing colour work. I haven't even put the ends in or anything. And I ran out of this yarn, so I stopped and made it into like a little jumper t-shirt thing that I can wear over long sleeve tops. And the only thing is, this was my first time doing colour work, so I'm not really sure. Like the yoke is very thick, and the body is like a nice texture. So I mean, I don't know whether when I wash it, it's gonna go like when I block it, if it's gonna be less thick or not. But maybe you can let me know if anyone is watching this. Yeah, I know that after I'd knitted this, I saw stuff where people talk about going up a needle size so that your well, it's very windy outside. Going up a needle size so that your yoke is not as chunky. But anyway, that's my first colour work, and I'm fairly happy with it, to be honest, considering it's my first time. It was a lot of fun. I made one mistake in the back of the pattern here. I missed it somehow. I don't know how, but yeah. So that's that. That was enjoyable. It was super fun seeing the colours build as you knit it, and I have plans to do some other colour work jumpers, so it's exciting. Okay, next, moving on, I knit this little headband, and it is in a wool as well. I don't remember what I think it might be a Jamieson's wool as well. It's either Jamieson's or another English wool company, like not a super expensive wool or anything. And the pattern is by, I can't remember her name. I'll put it down here as well. But she does some really beautiful designs. I have some other stuff I would love to do by her as well. And yeah, this was super fun to knit. I knit this using magic loop because I didn't have it's knit double. I'll show you like this. It's knit like this, so it's double thickness. And I don't really enjoy magic loop very much. I find it a bit annoying and fiddly. I think I'm more of a small circumference kind of girl. And but I found this quite easy to do with magic loop for some reason. It's the first time I did magic loop, and I was like, oh, this is not too bad. So yeah, this nice little headband, and the only thing I'd say is that it's a little bit thin. Like, I would prefer it to be a bit thicker, but I think that I used a thinner pattern than the yarn suggested. But at this point, I was still understanding like gauge and understanding yarn thicknesses and things like this, and maybe choosing patterns where the yarn was not the exact yarn that it said, and not really understanding the whole, that kind of thing, you know. I still don't really gauge swatch. I'm not a big fan of this because I'm lazy and I just want to knit. And so sometimes I will, like I'm knitting a shawl right now and I did a little gauge swatch for that just to check because I really wanted it to be right. But on the most part, I'm a bit rubbish with the gauge swatching. But, you know, most things work out. So, okay. Next, I have this guy, and this is the brise top by Pia Trance, I think, and I love this pattern. This is another one that I was inspired to make by Martina from We Grow Wild. She also knit this, and I was like, wow, it's beautiful. Hers was beautiful, and I had this. It's by Rowan, and it's a 50% linen, 50% cotton, and I really like this yarn. The only thing is, it's a bit warm for summer. Well, it depends what summer you have. Like in the south, in where I've been around, south of France and Sardinia and places like this, it's been 35 degrees and it's just too warm for anything that has sleeves for me. Can't. So yeah, I haven't worn it so much, but maybe now it's coming to autumn, I can wear this more because I really like it. I knit the smallest size, and yeah, super cute. It's super fun texture. This was my first time doing a kind of a textured yoke, first time doing bobbles. Ooh. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one, and it was not the easiest of knits, I have to say. The pattern is not super, like it doesn't take you through it step by step by step by step. Like there's a few things where it says just increase, and it doesn't tell you what type of increase. It just tells you when to increase on the rows. It doesn't tell you like increase every blah 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 stitches or anything like this. But I figured it out, and yeah, and I love the yoke. Maybe one day I'll knit this again a bit looser so that the yoke is more defined, but for now I like it, and I love this colour. I love this sort of greeny, bluey, turquoisey colour. So yeah, that was next, and I think this got me really in love with textured yokes. Like I really wanted to knit more things with a textured yoke. Yeah. Next, I knit the framework bralette by Jessie May Designs, and this is knit in a bamboo fibre. And oh wait, is it inside out? Ah, it's inside out. Sorry. There we go. That's more like it. I knit this. It's a tiny bit small for me. Again, I didn't gauge swatch, of course, and I just knit the smallest size. I feel like I tend to just knit the smallest size because I'm pretty small, and in general it works out. But this still fits me, but it's just a little bit tight. Yeah. It's also actually it's bamboo fibre and it has some wool in it as well, so it's quite warm. So maybe this is going to be a bit better in the winter, because I tried to wear it in the summer and I was too hot. So in the winter maybe I'm going to like this a bit more as a top to wear underneath things. The pattern was super easy. Yeah, that's all I have to say. This is my first Jessie May Designs top, and there's so many other ones that I would love to knit, but I think we'll wait till next summer for those. So yeah, that's my framework bralette. Next we have next, wait, no, I think actually next was this top that I'm wearing. I can't remember who this was by. I'm going to find out. I'll put it here. This top I decided to knit because I had loads of scrap balls of DK weight yarn left over, and I didn't want to just leave them lying around. And so from the leaf top, from the breather top, what do we have? We have leaf top, breather top, there's the framework bralette, and then there's some white that I had from one of my other tops. And I had those lying around, and I found this pattern, and it was with stripes, DK weight, and I wanted like this little halter neck sort of style, like this, and I thought, it's perfect. So yeah, and with this, I love it. It's a little bit tight in the neck for getting on, but once it's on, it's perfect. And yeah, I love this top. It's super comfy, and I'm happy that I managed to use up those balls of yarn that I wouldn't have been able to use otherwise. So that was cool. So yeah, this top, my little scrap leftover top. Okay. Next, I knit this. This is, my hair's all over it, and dog hairs. This is the lace, I think it's called the lace raglan by James N. Watts, and it just released this pattern, and I saw it and I thought, that's super cool, and I wanted to knit it. So I had this yarn. It's the Rowan Summerlight, not the DK, I guess it's fingering wave. And yeah, this was super easy to knit, super nice. I made lots of mistakes, I guess, but they're not so obvious. I think because there's so many yarn overs in here, and like with the texture, when I made a mistake, going back was too complicated for me to understand, so I just keep going. And I think you can't really see where I've made mistakes. It's not super obvious because there's a lot going on, and none of the mistakes I made was super vital. I can see some mistakes, here's one, but oh well. So yeah, this is my lace raglan, and I love this. It's super cool. I love that it has holes. I like that it's short, and in the pattern it doesn't say to do, well, there's an option for long sleeves, but it's a short sleeve pattern, and I really wanted long sleeves because I'd not I had not knit anything with long sleeves yet, so I wanted to knit some long sleeves, and yeah, I'm super happy with it. And it's cotton. I think I didn't say that. It's cotton. Okay. Next. Okay. So this originally, okay, so the yarn, I had this yarn, and it's a cone of 50% merino wool, 50% silk, and I've had this cone for maybe I've had this cone for about 10 years, because I actually studied weaving at university, and so I had this cone that I bought super cheap when I was at university, and I haven't used it. So I had it, and I thought maybe I could knit something with this cone, and so I decided to knit the Camisole number 5 from My Favourite Things Knitwear, and I don't know, it's not my best work. It was difficult, it wasn't easy, there was parts of it I didn't understand what it was talking about, and I found it hard to find any advice or help on it. and so I was knitting it on, I think I got tired of knitting on 3mm needles with like very fine yarn. So one I cast off very short, and my 3mm needles are made from bamboo, but they're like I think they're unvarnished, so the texture just didn't feel very nice when I was knitting, and I didn't really enjoy this texture. So I think I just cast off because I couldn't be bothered to knit it anymore. And then the collar, the neck, I started knitting. I did it, but it's rubbish. It's not how it's supposed to be. And also the bind off, like I started doing the what's it called? The bind off. I can't remember the name of it, but the stretchy bind off. Not the Italian one, the other one. And I thought it just looked ugly. Like, I don't know. I have a bit here where I was doing it, and I don't know. It looks, maybe I was doing it wrong. It just looked kind of ugly, and then I just bound off like a normal bind off because I just couldn't be bothered. And then I didn't even do the arms because also I didn't want to. So anyway, yeah, it's this little top here. It's a bit big, so I think I might shrink it in the washing machine. And also the yarn was white, and I dyed it with what they call elderberries. So I dyed it with elderberries, and I love this color. Like, I wanted to find more elderberries to dry them so that I could use for dyeing, but I just didn't get around to it. So I'll have to wait till next year. But I really like dyeing stuff with elderberries. It looks super. It's like this kind of greeny blue kind of grey steel colour. I really like it. And the yarn is nice. Like, the yarn feels really soft. So maybe I'll knit something else with this yarn. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'll still wear it, even though it's not perfect. I just hope I can shrink it a little bit in the washing machine because it's just a little bit wide for me. But yeah, that's that. And on to something else that I'm not 100% happy with either. So I've had the Monumentalist pattern by Midori Hirosa in my Ravelry library for months and months, like since I started knitting almost. And every time I would look at it and I would want to knit it, and it would just be too complicated for me. My brain couldn't sort of fathom and understand the pattern. I couldn't do it, and so I would not knit it. So I would not knit it, and then a month ago I decided I'm going to do it. And so a month ago I decided to knit it, and it's with this yarn that I got in this crazy yarn shop in the north of Italy. It's really, really cool. It's almost like a supermarket. It's enormous, and they sell everything you could want in yarn, cones and every type of yarn. And so I got this viscose yarn. It's super soft. It's plant-based, obviously viscose, and I decided to knit it. But it's just way too small. Like, I'm not happy with the size. I'm not happy with the arms. They're too short. I love the yoke, but I think I might frog it and go up 2 needle sizes and knit like a little short sleeve top, because I think I will wear it and enjoy it a lot more if I do this. So yeah, that's my plan with that. I'm going to frog it, I think. Maybe I'm going to frog it after this video. But I love this pattern. It was super enjoyable to knit. I love the yoke, and I really want this yarn to be worn, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, last but not least, it's a bit of a funny knit. So I have 2 dogs. One of them is a Podenco. He's it's like a Spanish greyhound, and he has very short hair and he gets cold in the winter. And I've bought him jumpers before, but they're always too small. So I decided to knit him a jumper, and this is it. I made the pattern up myself using just leftover yarn, that I had lying around. I think it's 50% cotton, 50% acrylic, and I knew I was never going to use it for myself. And I thought, he doesn't care if it's acrylic, but I do. So yeah, I knit him this, and it has increases here on the chest, here, and little leggies. It's a long neck because it has a long neck and a big chest, like this. So yeah, I'm super happy with it. It fits him cool. If it's in great, I'll add a picture if I can. And yeah, I love it. Okay, so that was my last finished object. I have three whips, two of which I've run out of the yarn for, so I haven't been knitting on those. And one is a shawl. I'm taking part in Martina from We Grow Wild's knit along. It's called Shall We Shawl, and it's super fun. I'm really enjoying it. I love knitting my shawl. I love the pattern, and I'll maybe talk about that in another video at some point. So yeah, that's everything for now, and I can't wait to knit more wintry things, textured jumpers and colour work jumpers and more shawls and all of that wintry, autumny goodness. So yeah, I'm super excited for more knitting, and also to share it with you as well, and maybe share other stuff that I enjoy doing as well, like weaving and woodcrafting and recipes and things like this. So yeah, I will hopefully see you next time.